Hey everyone, and welcome back to...
Tours of History. I'm Avery.
And I'm Eden. In our previous episode, we traveled to Amsterdam, and we are so excited to kick off a brand new adventure with all of you today.
Yeah, we are taking you to a truly incredible city this time around. A place where iconic landmarks meet like a really deep and fascinating history. Can you guess? It's Sydney, Australia.
That's right. Over the next 20 minutes, we're going to be diving deep into Sydney, exploring its most famous sites, and uncovering some of the incredible stories that have shaped this vibrant city. Think iconic opera house, stunning harbor, and, just a whole lot of history.
Absolutely. So throughout this 3-day journey, we'll take you through specific site visits, share compelling historical narratives, give you some mouth-watering food recommendations because, food is history too, and of course, throw in some really useful local travel tips to make your own trip super smooth.
Get ready to explore Sydney with us. This is going to be good.
All right, so for day one, we're really going to plunge straight into the very heart of Sydney, hitting up some of its most iconic spots. We're starting bright and early at Circular Quay.
Circular Quay. It's the absolute perfect starting point, isn't it? I mean, you step off and boom, you're right there staring at the Sydney Opera House. It's just, it's breathtaking.
It really is. And, while the Opera House might seem modern, its construction saga is a huge part of Sydney's recent history. From there, take a lovely stroll through the Royal Botanical Gardens.
Yeah, and those gardens aren't just pretty. Established in 1816, they're one of the oldest scientific institutions in the Southern Hemisphere. So you're walking through living history there.
Absolutely. As you wander, you'll find Mrs. Macquarie's chair. It's a simple sandstone bench, but the story behind it is just charming.
Oh, tell us, Avery. I love this one.
So it was carved by convicts in 1010 for Governor Lachlan Macquarie's wife, Elizabeth. She used to just sit there watching ships, admiring the view. It gives you an intimate glimpse into early colonial life.
Oh, that's sweet. And the view from there, even today, is still incredible. You get the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge perfectly framed. It's pretty special.
Speaking of the Harbour Bridge, that's definitely another must-do for day one. You can walk across it, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can actually climb it.
Yeah, I've never done the full climb, but even just walking across gives you such an appreciation for it. Nicknamed the coat hanger, it was a huge public works project during the Depression, becoming a symbol of resilience for Australia. Or, check out the Pylon Lookout for a different perspective.
Exactly. After all that walking and history, we recommend hopping on a scenic ferry ride from Circular Quay to Taronga Zoo.
Oh, the ferry ride itself is like part of the attraction, right? You get these incredible views of the city skyline as you cross the harbor. And Taronga Zoo, it's a world-class zoo. But honestly, the ferry journey there is just, amazing. It's also a great way to experience Sydney's public transport system, which, by the way, is super efficient. Seriously, use them.
Yeah, they're like your best friend in Sydney for getting around on the water. And then continuing with the ferry theme, in the afternoon, we suggest you take another ferry across to Manly Beach.
Oh, Manly Beach? Oh, it's like a completely different vibe from the city center. A bit more relaxed, but still really vibrant. You can explore the coastline there, maybe grab some lunch at one of the cafes. And then, if you're feeling up to it, there are other optional beaches nearby, like Bondi, Balmoral, Shelly Beach, or even Watson's Bay, which all have their own little historical nuggets.
Yeah, Bondi's famous for its surf culture, and it's been a popular beach destination for over a century. For the evening, after a full day of exploring, you're probably going to be ready to relax, right?
Oh, absolutely. And for that, we've got a couple of amazing recommendations for cocktails with views. You can head back towards Circular Quay for the iconic Opera Bar.
Yes, Opera Bar. It's right there at the foot of the Opera House. The atmosphere is just incredible, especially as the sun goes down and you're looking out at the Harbour Bridge all lit up. It's like quintessential Sydney.
Yeah, the cocktails are great, but honestly, the view just makes it. Or if you're feeling a bit more fancy, maybe Sammy is another fantastic option. It's a classic cocktail bar, really cool vibe. But Opera Bar, for those iconic views, it's a no-brainer for day one.
Definitely. So that's Bay 1, a whirlwind tour of Sydney's most iconic harbour landmarks and, solid taste of its early history.
A lot to pack in, but so worth it, right? You really get a sense of what Sydney is all about on that first day.
All right, so day 2, we're going to kind of branch out a little bit and dive into Sydney's incredible natural landscapes, which also, of course, have deep historical roots.
Yeah, totally. And we're starting day 2 with something I absolutely adore, the Bondi to Coogee coastal lock. It's like 6 kilometers of just stunning coastline.
It is. It's not just a walk. It's an experience. You pass these incredibly scenic beaches like Tamarama, Bronte, Clovelly, and those dramatic cliffs. They really show off the incredible geology of the Sydney Basin.
Yeah, and it's also got a surprising amount of history if you really look for it. You pass by historic cemeteries and, the whole area itself was really significant for Indigenous Australians, the Cadigal people, for thousands of years before European settlement. So you're walking on ancient land, essentially.
Exactly. And it's just such a quintessential Sydney thing to do. You see locals out jogging, people swimming, families enjoying the beaches. It's got a great vibe.
Yeah, it's like a perfect way to start your morning, get some fresh air. And then after that, we're taking a bit of a longer journey, but it is so worth it. We're talking about a full day tour to the majestic Blue Mountains.
Oh, the Blue Mountains are just breathtaking. It's like a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's named for the blue haze that comes from the eucalyptus oil evaporating from the vast forests. It's truly magical.
It is. And the main attraction there, of course, are the Three Sisters rock formation. They're iconic. But what's really fascinating is the Indigenous Dreamtime story behind them.
Right. The Aboriginal legend tells of 3 sisters, Mini, Wimla, and Gundu, who were turned to stone by an elder to protect them from a bunyip, which is a mythical creature, during a tribal battle. It's such a powerful story, and it just adds so much depth to seeing them in person.
Yeah, it really does. And beyond the Three Sisters, there are so many beautiful waterfalls to explore there. You can take the scenic railway, which is the steepest passenger railway in the world, down into the valley, or ride the Skyway for incredible views. It's a full day of natural beauty and deep cultural history. For getting to the Blue Mountains, we highly recommend taking the train. It's super easy to get from Sydney Central Station directly to Katoomba, which is the main town in the Blue Mountains. It's about a 2-hour journey, but it's scenic and it lets you really soak in the landscape as you go.
Yeah, it's like the most relaxed way to do it, for sure. You don't have to worry about driving or parking or anything like that. Just sit back and, enjoy the ride.
Absolutely. After a day exploring coastal walks and then the rugged beauty of the Blue Mountains, you're going to be ready for a hearty dinner.
Oh, definitely. And for the evening on day 2, we've got 2 great options depending on your vibe. You can head to Surry Hills or Darling Harbour. Surry Hills is a really cool, trendy inner-city suburb. It's known for its diverse culinary scene. You'll find everything from casual eateries to fine dining, lots of international flavors. It's got a really lively atmosphere, and it's great for just strolling around and finding a spot that catches your eye.
Yeah. It's very much a local favorite. And then Darling Harbour is a bit more of a bustling entertainment precinct. It's got tons of restaurants, cafes, and bars, many with waterfront views.
Exactly. So if you're looking for that vibrant and busy atmosphere with, people watching and city lights, Darling Harbour is great. Surry Hills is more if you want to experience a slightly more local foodie scene, a bit more tucked away,
Yeah, it's you can't really go wrong with either depending on what you're feeling after a big day out. So day 2, it's all about contrasting landscapes and, experiencing a different side of Sydney's natural and historical tapestry.
Okay, so day 1, harbor icons. Day 2, those incredible landscapes and the Blue Mountains. Now, for day 3, we really want to dive into Sydney's cultural heart, the hidden gems, and, just some really unique perspectives on its history.
Yeah, totally. And we're starting our final day, our day 3, in the morning by exploring Barangaroo Reserve and then the Rocks area. They're like right next to each other, but they offer 2 very different historical experiences.
They do. Barangaroo Reserve is, it's a fantastic example of urban renewal, but it also has like this incredibly deep indigenous history. It was once a neglected port area, but it's been transformed into this beautiful, expansive parkland.
Yeah, and it's named after Barangaroo, who was a powerful Camaragal woman, a leader from the Eora Nation at the time of European arrival. So, when you're walking through there, you're not just seeing modern architecture and green spaces, you're connecting with thousands of years of Aboriginal heritage. It's like a really important place.
Absolutely. And then from Barangaroo, you can just kind of wander straight into the rocks. And this is like a complete step back in time. It's Sydney's oldest neighborhood.
Oh, I love the Rocks. It's like cobblestone streets and, historic pubs and old buildings. It's where the first fleet, the European settlers, actually landed in 1788. So, you're literally walking on the ground where modern Australia began, which is pretty wild to think about.
It really is. And you can almost, picture the convicts and the early settlers walking these same paths. It's got such a unique atmosphere. And if you happen to be there on a weekend, which we highly recommend, they have these amazing weekend markets.
Oh, yeah, the markets are great. You'll find like local crafts, delicious food, just a really vibrant buzz. It's a fantastic way to, pick up some souvenirs and just soak in the atmosphere.
Yeah. So after soaking in that morning history, for the afternoon on day 3, you've got some really great choices depending on your interests. We've got a few options for you.
We do. You can choose from the Museum of Contemporary Art, or MCA. It's right there at Circular Quay, and it's just got this incredible collection of contemporary Australian and international art. It's a really vibrant, thought-provoking space.
Yeah. And then if you're like more into natural history and Indigenous culture, the Australian Museum is fantastic. It's the oldest museum in Australia, actually. And it has incredible exhibitions on, dinosaurs, Australian fauna, and a really significant collection of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander artifacts. It's like a proper deep dive.
For sure. And then if you're looking for something a bit more interactive and, maybe with some furry friends, Sydney Wildlife World is a great choice. It's right in Darling Harbour, and you can see all the iconic Aussie animals, koalas, kangaroos, crocodiles, all in one place. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a nice change of pace if you've been doing a lot of like serious historical exploration. And then if you're still feeling adventurous, we have a couple of optional add-ons for the afternoon. We do. You could take a scenic cruise in Darling Harbour, which is just, a beautiful way to see the city from the water, or you can visit the Tower Eye for those incredible panoramic views of the entire city. It's like definitely a different perspective from up high.
Yeah, the Tower Eye is pretty cool. You can see like everything. It gives you a real sense of the scale of Sydney. And for getting around this area, you're mostly good to go on foot, especially around Circular Quay and Darling Harbour. But Sydney also has like a really efficient public transport system. The ferries, trains, and buses are super easy to use with an Opal card.
Absolutely. You just tap on and tap off. It makes it really seamless. So by the end of day 3, you've seen like so much. You've walked through ancient lands, stepped back into colonial history, and explored modern culture.
Yeah, you've seen it all, basically. And to wrap up your Sydney adventure, for the evening on day 3, we've got 2 fantastic options for a farewell meal.
First up, you could dine by the water at Watson's Bay. It's just a short ferry ride from Circular Quay, and it's a really charming historic fishing village with stunning harbor views.
It's like incredibly picturesque. You can have fresh seafood, watch the sunset over the city skyline. It's just like a beautiful, relaxed way to end your trip.
Very Sydney.
Very Sydney, indeed. Or if you're feeling more of that city buzz, you can enjoy one of the many fantastic rooftop bars downtown.
Oh, Sydney's rooftop bar scene is amazing. You'll find like everything from super chic, sophisticated spots to more laid-back casual places. And the views are like always incredible. You can see the Opera House, the Harbour Bridge, the city lights. It's a great way to, toast to a fantastic 3 days in Sydney.
So whether you want that relaxed, coastal, historic vibe at Watson's Bay or the vibrant, modern energy of a downtown rooftop, you really can't go wrong. It's the perfect way to, reflect on all the history and beauty you've experienced.
Wow. So, that was what a packed 3 days, right? From like the colonial past of the rocks and that deep Indigenous history at Barangaroo to like literally climbing the Harbour Bridge and then, seeing those incredible natural wonders out in the Blue Mountains.
Yeah, it's so much more than just a beautiful city, isn't it? Like every corner, there's a story. For me, I think that connection to the Indigenous history, especially at Barangaroo, was really powerful. It kind of grounds everything,
Yeah, absolutely. And like even something as simple as Mrs. Macquarie's chair, just thinking about, her sitting there watching the ships come in, it brings the history to life in such a like relatable way. It's not just dates, it's people.
Totally. And seeing that blend of natural beauty with like centuries of human story layered on top, Sydney really delivers on that front, I think. It's a city that just keeps giving.
Yeah, definitely. So, we really hope you enjoyed this virtual tour of Sydney with us, and maybe it's even inspired you to plan your own trip.
We really do. And if you enjoyed this episode of Tours of History, please do us a huge favor and, rate us, review us, subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. It really, really helps us out, and it means so much.
Yeah, and definitely share it with a friend, who loves history or who's thinking about traveling. We'd love to welcome more history buffs to our community.
Absolutely. So thank you again for joining Avery and me on this incredible journey through Sydney. It's been a real pleasure. And next time, we're heading to a city where fairy tale spires meet centuries of stories etched in stone. Think of a medieval clock that still ticks, a castle on a hill, and a bridge lined with statues watching the Vltava flow.
Ooh, Eden, that's a go one. You'll have to tune in next time to find out.
We'll see you then.